first thing we're going to be grading Xabi Alonso on with this Real Madrid side is the results. So bear in mind, they've won 9 in La Liga and they've only lost one, which was the Madrid derby, the 5-2 loss. And then they've won all 3 of their Champions League games. So, Nico, I'll start with you. What are you going to be grading Xabi Alonso on based on the results we've seen with Real Madrid this season?
Can I make a caveat?
Of course you can.
Club World Cup should count for this or no? Because there's also a loss to PSG thrown in there. I understand he barely had any training sessions.
I don't count it in my mind. It feels like the end of last season.
But it's part of his tenure.
He lost.
It's part of his tenure.
4-0 to PSG.
That was part of last season, really, the Club World Cup.
But he was the manager.
But we're doing this season, this quarter.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like this season.
From August on.
And I don't know how much Madridistas and Madridismo as a whole cares about Club World Cup. You did lose 4-0 to PSG. Okay. Up until now, I'm going to grade him B+. With the PSG loss, I was going to throw in a B. B+. You won El Clásico, but you lost badly to Atletico Madrid. And at Real Madrid, you're not judged based off of beating Real Oviedo or Mallorca. You're judged off of the wins in the big games. And he won 1, he lost 1. B+.
I think that's a good shout.
The same way?
I wrote B+ down. I'm leaning towards B+ because of that massive that massive loss to Atletico Madrid. That's huge for a Real Madrid manager. He's top of the table. They're unbeaten in Champions League. He's fantastic right now everywhere but that one loss, but that takes it down a full letter grade for me. It's Atleti.
And you know why?
You have to win that match.
He followed it up with win. Especially then winning in El Clásico, which makes me believe that perhaps accidents happened in that game, and it's an anomaly rather than a trend. Yeah. It's clearly a trend. It's clearly not a trend. They'll have to play Atletico Madrid again. There's going to be bigger games coming up. They've got a game against Liverpool. So I'm curious to see how he performs in those big games, but I don't think with that type of loss, you can even consider an A for Xabi Alonso.
Yeah, no, both of you are convincing me, because initially, just coming off the vibes, and we'll get the vibes in a bit, and then, you know me, I can get overzealous and over carried away because I love football. So I think B+ is very accurate. You remind me of the Atleti loss. That was bad.
Okay. All right, I think that's a fair shout, B+ there. Okay, now we're going to be moving on to our next one. What grade would you give him for his tactics? So how have Real Madrid looked on the pitch? A+, why?
A+. Looking at last season, this Real Madrid side lacked discipline. They lacked an identity. They lacked direction. It was 11 players that you just throw out on the pitch and see if they can work. The biggest thing that he's done, he's instilled a resilience in them, a discipline. They actually don't mind not having the ball. Against Barcelona in the Clásico, they sat back. They looked more dangerous when they sat back, absorbed pressure, and hit on the counter than they did with the ball, and they looked damn good with it. And when you look at the players that you can rely on, important players, your Aurelien Tchouaménis, who could be one of the most important players to this campaign. Eder Militao has been fantastic this season, and he's done something that, as of right now, Carlo Ancelotti never did, which was he's proving that Vinny Jr. and Kylian Mbappe, maybe they can work after all. So tactically, in El Clásico, I'm giving him A+.
I don't know, he took off Vinny and then it all came apart.
We're going to get to that moment later.
Yeah, but speaking of tactics...
So what would you give him in response to that?
I don't know, A+ is a lot. I'm grading him to the scale that Madridismo grades him, which is in extremely high demand. Imagine the toughest teacher you ever had times 10. I think that's how at least I'm going to be grading this report card for Xabi Alonso, because that's what he deserves in this segment, because that's what Madridismo holds him at. A+ is Guardiola masterclass day in to today. I don't think we're there yet. I think this is the very first phase of Xabi Alonso putting his imprint on this team. I'm thinking production. Sorry, I don't even have something sorted yet. I want to give him an A-. I don't think it's been bad, but A+ to me is you're revolutionizing football with your tactics if you're a Real Madrid manager.
So my pushback to that is take away Pep Guardiola, because that's people start comparing to Pep Guardiola. It's not a comparison, right? Pep is
I don't
irrelevant. Pep is irrelevant to this. Given what this team needs, my thing is given what this team needs, right? When we talk about tactics based on what a team needs, where would you rank him?
First off, I think it's very difficult to grade Xabi Alonso in a echo chamber when across the aisle, the greatest manager of all time that you are trying to dismiss from this conversation was that manager. I'm going to give him an A-.
Okay.
I think this is a very promising start. He's done a couple of things like moving Arda Güler into the midfield as opposed to playing out wide. He gave Masantuono a lot of minutes and tried to get the youth in him going on the wings. He's tried Rodrigo after Rodrigo seemingly seemed out in the transfer window. He's taking Vinny off. He's giving a little bit more of a layered approach. Now we'll get into the whole management aspect. These players are starting to get healthy and he's going to have a deeper squad. But I'm not blown away by the tactics at this moment, but because it's such a small sample size. So A-, but I don't think he's there yet. A+ is too generous, in my opinion.
An A. Real Madrid had a big problem to solve coming into this season. How to make Vinny Jr. work, how to make Mbappe work, how to sort out their ball progression, how to control matches. I have seen a progression so far from the beginning of Xabi Alonso's very, very short tenure to now, to him figuring these things out one by one. I think at this point, Mbappe and Vinny can play together. They have played together well. I believe they will continue to play together well if he can figure out the next part of it. The next part of it. Tactically, though, it works so far.
Tactically, I think he's had significant mistakes against PSG. He played Gonzalo, Vinny, and Mbappe, and it was a disaster.
Was his first match?
But we're talking
that was his fifth match.
We're talking about
this
since
point,
the official season.
He's trying.
I agree with you.
Again,
disagree.
Back to the whole conversation of you have to take in consideration talking about Xabi Alonso as a manager and his progression. If you want to talk about progression,
but look at how difficult Carlo Ancelotti found it last year to make those two massive players, Vinny Jr. and Mbappe, work together. He had issues with ball progression. They did not control games. Now I see that progression to them controlling games, to Mbappe and Vinny playing well together, to Arda Güler maybe being that controller in the midfield, him trying different things like putting Camavinga out wide. What I've seen from Xabi Alonso so far has been fantastic in him trying to figure this out and making concrete progress to this Madrid looking like a team.
Okay, we've got to get to the next grade. Yeah,
Tactically.
So the next grade is man management. Michael, how do you grade Xabi Alonso on managing this dressing room? What would you give him? Oh.
A B+.
B+.
A B+.
Why?
If you'd asked me this a couple days ago, I'd have said B.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't think? I thought it would have been the other way around.
I still stand by this, that what Vinny did was wrong. But as a manager, he's already stamped his authority on this team.
That's not true. That's not true.
You don't think he is?
We're yet to see. There's a big junction point coming up. I want to see how he stamps his authority. I don't want to give a grade for this, to be honest.
Okay.
We knew we were going into Xabi Alonso in a new era of man management, precisely because at Bayer Leverkusen, he commanded the dressing room because there was no bigger figure than him. Now you're walking into a dressing room with egos of sharks, and you have to manage.
Can I give you a quote from the players, from an inside source? He thinks he's Guardiola, but for now, he's just Xabi. I give him a C
From an
right
inside
now.
source?
You give him a C.
I give him a C.
Wait, who
You give
said
him a
that?
C.
I don't know exactly where it was, but I just saw the quote.
At Eric Williamson,
He thinks he's
6'3".
Guardiola.
That's who said it.
But for now, he's just Xabi.
Who said that?
I don't know the exact player who said it, but I can give you the link.
A player said that.
That's apparently from sources, yes.
Yeah.
I don't see happiness in this Real Madrid locker room. I don't see unity. I see them figuring it out tactically, but I see an angry Vinny Jr. I see players like a Rodrigo who aren't happy. I think that at this moment, he has not won this locker room. It is not his locker room yet. He is sorting it out tactically, and I think
I don't know. I think Rodrigo's playing his position that he wants to play now.
Fair enough.
I
don't think though he has this locker room, as you said.
We'll see what the fallout is with this Vini stuff. If I had to give a grade, I think it could be right now it could be a B+. And if he sorts the video, and I'm so curious to see what the fallout is, what you can get, because it's not.
Go on.
It's what happens after this moment, and what he gets from Vini after this moment, because you can't lose him.
Yeah.
That's the important part. Is managing this moment with your authority, stamping your authority here, but getting still the most out of Vini. And Mbappe is looking fabulous. Jude came back, he's looking fabulous. He's giving Masantuono minutes. Arda Güler is looking like a different player. He sorted the Valverde situation that seemingly could have gotten on a hand. He went, hey, Fede, you're not going to disrespect me like this. You're playing right back. I think we need to give him time.
Okay, we've got to move on to the next grade.
It was from The Athletic, was the quote.
From The Athletic.
And who was the player that said that?
It's probably
an individual close to a player told The Athletic he thinks he's Pep Guardiola, but for now he's just Xabi.
individual close to a player, so someone from a player's camp is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, we've got to move on. We've got to give Xabi Alonso's grade for the vibes around the club. So the fans, the media, Aaron, the whole sense around the club. How would you grade Xabi in it?
This one's tough, too, because Real Madrid are such a team in flux. They win one game and they're on top of the world. They lose or have a poor result and their fans are so on top of them. So B, because they're top of the table, because they're unbeaten in Champions League, winning is the most important thing at Real Madrid. I don't even care if there's a crisis going on, if players are storming out of the training pitch. As long as they still win, they are okay. The reason I give it a C is because I don't.
A C or a B?
Sorry,
a B.
Looking wrong at my notes. The reason I give it a B is because Xabi Alonso still hasn't sorted out that he is the man at Real Madrid, and I think that permeates through the entire club right now when you don't feel like the guy is the guy.
You just won a Clásico, man. You have a 5-point lead in La Liga.
Thank you.
Considering all of these things, for me, it's an A-.
Yeah.
A-,
Look,
Lahoud?
I'm right now A.
Okay.
The Vinny thing still has to be decided upon, but the fact Vinny apologized, doesn't matter who did it, that's going to be in the back mirror until we get more information. I'm going A.
Okay, final grade now. Nico, what is Xabi Alonso's final grade for this first quarter of the season?
My final grade is the same grade as the results, B+. This is a results-driven business, especially for Real Madrid. Everything else affects, and how you manage that, the result, right? The tactics, the man management. Figure that out, sort your house out, and give me a good result. And go out and win La Liga. Go out and win Copa del Rey. Go out and win Champions League. The results are the only thing that matters here.
Lahoud?
Yeah, I'm going to go A- right now. Big schedule coming up, obviously the match against Liverpool, but because of the results, the one blemish they have, you lose to Atleti the way they did, not good, but we're going to find out a lot about this Real Madrid side, given the highs that they're on right now.
Aaron?
B, the tactics, the results, the vibe overall. Obviously, we differed a little bit on where we see the vibe and the overall man management. Bring it down a little bit, but it's all about the results. I can't give it any lower than a B, so it has to be a B for me.
Okay, everyone, I think we could have done about 5 segments.
We could have done so. We could have gone
in
so
his
long
first quarter. Those are our final grades. Taking a look, B+, A-, B for his first quarter at Real Madrid.